Hey everyone, ready to level up your communication skills?
Let's do it.
Okay, so you want to know how to talk to anyone, right?
Yeah.
You know, how much we communicate without even saying a word.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing how much we convey through body language and facial expressions and all that.
Totally. And they highlight this thing called the flooding smile.
The flooding smile.
Yeah, so instead of like immediately grinning when you meet someone, you pause for a second, make eye contact, and then let this warm smile kind of wash over your face.
Oh, interesting. So it's not like a quick automatic smile, it's more intentional.
Exactly. It's supposed to feel more genuine, more
Mm.
personal.
I can see that. Like you're really seeing the person and responding to them.
Have you ever had anyone use the flooding smile on you?
I think I have. I think there's this barista at my favorite coffee shop, and he always takes a moment to look at me before he smiles.
And then smiles.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
this really warm, genuine smile, like he's actually happy to see me. It always brightens my day.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love those little moments of connection.
Me too. They make a big difference.
The video also talks about this thing called sticky eyes, maintaining eye contact, even as you finish speaking.
Oh, sticky eyes.
Yeah, have you ever noticed that some people do that?
I think so, yeah.
It's supposed to show confidence and deepen the connection, but I wonder if it ever comes across as creepy.
I guess it depends on the person and the context. It's
Yeah.
all about balance, right?
Right. You don't want to spare people down.
Definitely not. It's more about holding their gaze for just a beat longer, showing you're still present and engaged.
I can see how that would make someone feel really seen and heard.
Exactly. It's a powerful way to show that you're truly listening.
Okay, so we've talked about those initial impressions, but what about once you get past the hello? How do you navigate those early stages of a conversation,
Yeah, that can be tricky sometimes.
especially small talk?
Oh, the dreaded small talk.
I know, but I think this video calls it like the bridge to deeper connection.
Oh, a bridge. That's a good analogy.
So any tips on making small talk less, well, small?
Let me think. One technique they mention is the parting technique.
The parting technique, what's that?
So you basically repeat the last few words of what someone just said, kind of like you're echoing them to show you're listening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it encourages them to elaborate. For example, if they say, I spent the weekend hiking, you could respond with, hiking, that sounds amazing. Where did you go?
Ah, I get it. It keeps the conversation flowing naturally.
Exactly.
I like that. Now, this video really emphasizes that people are, well, kind of self-centered.
In what way?
Like they're most interested in things that relate to them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So how can we use that to our advantage without, seeming manipulative?
It's not about manipulation, it's about understanding.
Understanding why.
Understanding that people feel most connected when they feel seen and heard. So we can tailor our conversation to their interests.
So instead of like launching into a story about my weekend, I should ask about theirs.
Yeah. Ask about their hobbies, their passions, what makes them tick.
That makes sense. It shows you're genuinely curious about them.
Exactly. And that builds rapport and trust. Okay, so we've laid a good foundation, for like building connection.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how to take it to that next level.
Okay.
This video, it talks about the art of praise.
Oh, praise.
It's more than just, showering people with compliments. It's about acknowledging their qualities and efforts.
Yeah, I've always been kind of wary of compliments. They can feel cheesy
Oh, yeah, for sure.
if they aren't like genuine.
I get that. A lot of people feel that way. Genuine praise, though, isn't flattery.
So what is it then?
It's about observation and appreciation.
Okay.
So, instead of saying, you're so smart, you could try saying, I'm really impressed by how you can explain complex things so clearly.
Wow, yeah. That's way better.
Right. It's specific and it's sincere.
It feels way more meaningful.
Exactly. When you highlight something unique about a person, you brighten their day, but you also strengthen your bond with them.
Oh, wow, okay. This is making me realize I need to work on my praise game.
I think we could all use a little more genuine praise in our lives.
True. So we've got the warm smile, the eye contact, the small talk, the interest in others, and now the praise.
We're on a roll.
I feel like I could talk to anybody now. But wait, there's more, right? This video mentions talking like an insider.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting one.
What does that even mean?
So it's like tapping into the language and culture of a particular group.
Oh, okay.
By doing so, you show respect for their world.
Okay, I see. But what if you're not actually an insider? Wouldn't that be inauthentic?
You bring up a good point. Authenticity is key here. It's not about mimicking or pretending. It's about finding common ground.
Wow.
Like if you were chatting with a group of musicians, you might bring up a concert you went to.
Got it. Like you appreciate their world.
Exactly, even if you're not a musician yourself.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
So far, we've been talking about like in-person interactions.
Right.
But what about online communication? Like all the Zoom calls and virtual meetings.
Yeah, that's a whole other world. And actually, this video has a section on mastering online communication.
Oh, perfect. I need all the help I can get with that.
I think we all do. One of the biggest challenges is the lack of nonverbal cues.
Right. You can't see people's body language as easily.
Exactly. So we have to pay closer attention to things like tone of voice and pauses.
And make sure we're projecting attentiveness even through a screen.
Yeah. Have you ever been on a call where you kind of zoned out?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not a very engaging topic.
I know, me too. It happens. But if you notice someone else seems distracted, what do? That's a tough one. Do you just, call them out?
You can, but there's a more gentle way. You
Oh.
can try saying something like, hey, I wanted to get your thoughts on this.
Oh, okay. So you're bringing them back into the conversation without making them feel bad.
Exactly. It shows that you value their input.
That's a great tip. This deep dive is really highlighting how communication is so much more than just the words we say.
It really is. It's about building connections and understanding.
This YouTube video has given us a lot to think about.
For sure.
What's the one key takeaway you want to leave our listeners with?
It's all about approaching interactions, with curiosity and that desire to actually connect with the other person.
That's so true. It reminds me, we were talking about empathy earlier.
Right.
Being able to see the world from another person's point of view. Really listen to them.
Yeah, that's where real connection happens.
It's like you're saying, I see you, I hear you, and I value what you have to say. Exactly. And that can be so powerful, whether you're talking to a close friend or even a stranger.
It's like those small moments can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
Well, this deep dive has been amazing. I feel like I have so many new tools to try out.
Me too. It's been fun exploring all these techniques.
But, it's a journey, not like a destination.
Oh, for sure. Communication is something we can always be working on and improving.
So for our listeners, what's one small step they can take today to level up their communication game?
Good question. I would say pick one technique that really resonated with you.
Yeah.
And just consciously practice it, maybe the flooding smile or that empathetic echo we talked about.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Pay attention to how it feels, how people respond, and, just see what happens.
I think it's a fun experiment.
It is.
Well, I think we've covered a lot today. Any final thoughts you'd like to leave our listeners with?
Yeah.
Something for them to think about?
I'd say just this. Now that you have all these tools, what kind of conversations are you going to create?
Ooh, I like that. A call to action.
Go out there and connect.
Exactly. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap things up. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Keep practicing those communication skills, and we'll